Good afternoon. You're at Laster Farm and we're in my pantry, and today's topic is going to be seeds. As you can tell, I save a lot of seeds. These seeds here I've collected the last couple of years, and I had this small container that I bought to put my seeds in. I went from these seeds to the ones that I saved and had to get a larger container. So both of these containers are full of seeds. And most of these seeds that I have here that I've saved, friends have given me things and I've just saved the seeds on it. Like our friends, the Anthonys from church, gave us some beautiful pumpkins a couple of years ago, and I saved all the seeds. The Anthonys, they grew some of the biggest and the most beautiful pumpkins. The Cinderella pumpkins, the humongous white pumpkins, they can grow pumpkins. They were just beautiful, and I always loved them. So, I've got the seeds from several of those. So, I'm not going to go through every seed packet here because it would take a while, but I'm trying to decide what I want to get started and what I want to plant in our garden this year. Now, we always start out with the staples. We're going to have, our tomatoes and our peppers and our onions and our garlic, because every garden I have, I plant those because we like salsa, and we like spaghetti sauce, and we like pizza sauce. There's so many things that you can make from just those products. And also, I want to grow cucumbers this year because I need to restock our pickles. And our okra. Now, I want to confess, my okra didn't do that great last year. I would have to go out there and check it just about every day, and then I would grab a few pieces of okra off and put them in the refrigerator until I got enough to can, a batch up. A friend of ours here in town grew okra, and when he got through picking all that he wanted, he called me and would say, "Hey, I've got you some okra. You want to come pick this?" So I would go and pick okra, and I would only end up with, probably a small batch, but he did that a couple of times over the summer, and I got enough to can, quite a few jars, and I was so thankful for that. So thank you very much. You know who you are. Thank you for giving us okra. My family really appreciated it. Okay, this year I want to plant herbs, but I'm not going to grow those from seeds, so I'm going to go to our local feed store. I usually go to a feed store called Pennington's. It's just a good resource to get seeds from in our area. I would like to show you some of the seeds that I do have. Now, I have spinach, and I have sugar snap peas, and this is just a lima bean, a kale, Kentucky Wonder, that's a pole bean, and this is a blue lake. It's like a green bean, and there's just so many things in here that I could just choose from. There's lettuces, and I've even got gourd packs. I would love to try to grow some gourds, and the kind of gourds I would like to grow are these. They look like a little egg, and I would like to grow some of these up, and I would like to be able to put them in my hen's nest for like a fake egg. So these are kind of neat. So I would like to grow some of these, and the gourds aren't that big that you can't store quite a few if you want to store some. And they would be great to paint up as Easter eggs, because once they dry out, they're just light, and it would be something cute to decorate with. Also, back to what I'm wanting to plant this year in the garden. I named my tomatoes and my peppers and my onion and my garlic and my cucumbers and my okra. But as far as planting anything else, I know that I want to get carrots and I want to get beets in the ground because I want to pickle beets. And our kids love carrots. And I want to get some of those root vegetables in the ground, but I may not start those till a little later so they can grow through the fall and through the winter months, because those root bearing plants, they love the cool. And I would probably go and I would this year, and I'm going to buy some plants like my cabbage, because I'm not going to buy a lot of those. But I'm going to plant zucchini. I'm going to grow those from seed, my zucchini and my yellow squash. I like to grow those from seed. But there's just some things I like to go ahead and get a head start on, because I haven't put those in the ground, or I haven't put those in a seed tray to start my seeds. And I will probably, since I'm getting, I know it's February, but I really don't have a good place to keep all of the seeds while they're growing and coming up. So I'll probably go to Pennington's this year, and I will probably buy all of my plants again this year. And I want to get some the little bitty Tommy Toe tomatoes. I think they're the 100s is what they're called. And last year they really multiplied great. I had thousands of those. And our kids will just go out there and pick them off the vine. They love those little tomatoes. I think they have replaced the Jet Star tomato with a different tomato. I like to get those because they're smaller tomatoes and they're great for juicing, and they're great for whole tomatoes, and they're, they kind of stay small. But I like the Better Boy and the Big Boy tomatoes and the Early Girls. I like those, and the Pink Ladies. Those are some great tomatoes. But I like to try to get some heirloom tomatoes too. I tried a new one last year, and then I got a Cherokee tomato. But the Cherokee tomatoes, they grow really good. But for me, they get, kind of cat-eyed and get kind of deformed looking. And also, I really don't like the color of those in a jar. They've got that purpley color in the red, and they don't look pretty to me in the jar. They look darker, and I like that beautiful red color in the jar when I'm canning my tomatoes. But as far as really knowing what I want to plant out there, I know that I want my herbs this year. I want to get some sage, some basil, and let's see, I need some more rosemary, and some parsley would be nice because we use it quite a bit. And of course my garlic and onions. A lot of times we don't let those onions get to full size because we're going out there and we're picking them, and we don't have anything left at the end of the season. My son Taylor thinks I put onions in everything, but they are great to season with, especially grind them up and make onion powder out of them, and you can kind of sneak that in. You can sneak that little vegetable in every dish. Okay, let's see what we have here. Last year I planted some lettuces, and I'm probably going to do the same thing this year. And I need to plant some dill. But I'll probably buy it. But it's so hard for me to keep the dill alive. And it'll start turning yellow out there on the vine, and it'll be about this tall, but it'll still, it'll still look so bad. So if y'all have any tips on keeping your dill looking beautiful in the garden, do I need to put it near shade? Do I need to leave it in full sun? Help me out with the dill if you know the answer. Let's see what we have here. Arugula, broccoli, let's see, some pumpkin seeds, just you name it. Tomatoes. And tell you something else I like is the Roma tomatoes. I think they are really pretty canned up. And they're great to go in your salsa, the Roma tomatoes, because they kind of hold their shape. And then I have all kinds of hot peppers. My son likes those. Both of my sons do. And they would be great to have them kind of put in like a deer stew. You just need one to put in there to, you know, get it a little hot. And we have radishes. I just kind of want to fix in maybe one of our raised beds like a salad variety and put some cucumbers and some radishes and some lettuces in there, and in one of those beds. I want to have quite a few beds. Like I said, I would like to have 20. I know that seems to be a lot for raised beds, but we have a family of 5 living here, and I like to also give to our family, so I really would like to have 20 if my husband can, you know, make 20, and if I don't wear him out putting him to work. Okay, let's see. Which I do help him build those beds. I don't want you to think that I'm a slave driver and he's the only one out there working on those beds. I do get out there and help him hold those and screw those together. So, and also I have the best little pair of hand clippers. If I can, I ended up going back and buying a couple of more of those little clippers because everybody was like, how do we cut this tin? And they using all these electrical things and it's taking forever and it's vibrating. And I had this cute little pair of little cutters and they just cut through that tin like butter. So ever since then, we've used those little cutters. And so they had those on sale around Christmas time at Lowe's. And so I went and got, I think 2 or 3 pair. I think I got all of them was left on the shelf. My son Taylor likes them too because I lent them to him to cut tin. And then I think he ended up getting another pair of mine. But they're great. He wanted to keep a pair in his truck. They're so handy. They look like little scissors, but they're just great for cutting tin. They're small enough to bend around those little grooves. Okay, this is spineless okra. I've got the dwarf okra and I've got the tall okra. Last year I planted the dwarf okra. I'm thinking, okay, it's going to get about this tall. It got like 6 or 7 foot tall. And I guess it's the horse manure because they weren't supposed to grow that tall. Okay, cabbages. Oh my goodness, look at, these are mostly, I'm going to say they're mostly pumpkin seeds. But I do have a lot of tree seeds. I have peach tree seeds that I got. I bought peaches from brother and sister Rowdy Davis, and I kept the seeds, and these peaches, I want to say they're from Flippins, but I'm not sure about that. But, and then I got some more peach seeds from brother Rowdy and sister Sissy. Muscadine seeds. Now went and picked muscadines over at Aunt Tricia's house. And I saved the muscadine seeds off of that. I would like to plant these and try to get me some, a start of muscadines growing because I want to put some around that trellis out there that we're building. Pear seeds. Now these are off the pears that I got from Miss Marilyn Kale. And we're going to put these, I'm going to plant some of these. And my son, both my sons want to grow an orchard, so I'm going to try to get them some seeds growing. Some fruit trees. This is a big orange jack-o'-lantern. This is the pink Cinderella pumpkin. Let's see. This is just like a gourd, a hook neck gourd. The yellow cream pumpkin. Cantaloupe seeds. Cantaloupe. White jack-o'-lantern, orange jack-o'-lantern, blue Cinderella pumpkin, small orange warty pumpkins, hunter green and orange Cinderella. I don't know the official names on them, so I just wrote the colors on here so I would know what they were. Some more peach seeds. There's just so many seeds. I mean, most of them are pumpkin seeds. There's just so many pumpkin seeds. And I have passed them out to family members, my nieces and nephews, and my brother-in-law. But there's some great things here. And you can always replant if they don't come up. Plum seeds, need to plant those because I only have one plum tree out there. And it hasn't produced because I don't have another plum tree out there for it to cross-pollinate. Green bell pepper seeds, that is sweet California. Jalapenos. Jalapenos, well, that's no heat. Not a peno. More peach seeds. Hunter green Cinderella. Orange. Crookneck. More pear seeds. Peach seeds. Whoops. There is just so many seeds. But most of these are, like I said, your pumpkin. Taylor's watermelon seeds from 2022. He had some really good watermelons over there. And then a couple of kits that my sister gave me to get started. Let's see what's in this bag. More peach seeds. And these are the cantaloupe seeds. More pumpkins. And Aunt Tricia's muscadine seeds. I juiced muscadines the year before last, and I made jelly out of those, and they were so good. So good. But this is what I have. But I'm not going to be able to plant all pumpkins in my garden because with raised beds, you know, you can't plant all those. And I'm not even sure I'm going to plant pumpkin this year because I want to concentrate on the things that I'm going to can this year. And I know I'm going to can tomatoes. And we're going to make, with the tomatoes, we're going to make the whole tomatoes, the crushed tomatoes, the tomato juice. Oh, it's wonderful homemade tomato juice. I love to drink tomato juice. And then our pizza sauce, our spaghetti sauce, our mild and hot sauces. And then I'll make my own barbecue sauce this year and my own ketchup. I made ketchup. And I tell you, I gave one to each one of my sons, and then we kept a bottle of it because it takes a lot of tomatoes and it cooks down to thicken it. And I got 3 big bottles out of it. They were gone like in a few days. They said it was better than any ketchup that they had ever ate. So I'm going to try to do ketchup this year. It just depends on how good our garden does this year. I hope that it really does good because I want to get canning on the tomatoes. I'm looking forward to doing the tomatoes because I want to restock. Because I hate to keep coming in here and getting things off the shelf and not just going out and buying it and putting it up there as a convenient product, because I'm thinking, okay, what if something happens and all the electricity goes off for a few days, or if we can't get to the grocery store, or if it comes that little storm and we get trapped in or something. You know, if I've already taken everything and we've used it all and I don't have anything stocked up, then I'm going to be regretting that. So I'm trying not to eat as much off of it, but I do rotate this out. I mean, I like to try to eat everything off that I've canned from the year before. Sometimes 2 years, but like I said, on things like the fried green tomatoes, and we don't eat a lot of those. I mean, me and my husband would eat them every week. But I try to keep those, and some of them, like I said, I canned in 2014, and they're still good. Which I think we've only got a couple of jars left of those from 2014. But they will last a long time. They will really last. And banana peppers. I need to can banana peppers, and I need to can pimento peppers up this year because we love pimento and cheese. There's nothing like putting a pimento and cheese homemade on a toasted bread or grilling that up. Oh, it is so good, so good. And let's see, what else do I want to can? The okra, the carrots, and I want to do some jellies and jams this year. My mother has blackberry bushes that she is letting me get, and we're gonna share the blackberries if I transplant them and move them on my fence. I've got to move those before warm weather hits. And I'm looking forward to my mom getting out and coming down and us doing some things together. So you may see my mom on future YouTube videos if I can talk her into getting on the camera. But she is a sweetheart, and it'll be a special treat to have her on our channel. Okay. I can't think of anything else that I was going to tell you that I was going to... But we will, in the next couple of weeks, maybe I'll have my garden plans down pat, and I'll have, you know, it on paper of how my garden beds are going to look, and then I can kind of write in on that paper what seeds and what I'm going to plant in each bed, so we can get an idea of what our plans are for that garden. Well, thank you for hanging out with me today, and maybe we'll get it together and have it all on paper so you can see how our garden is going to look and what we're going to plant where. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting out there and getting those beds finished. But guess what? He has finished the credenza, and now I have to stain it, and I have to probably do that tonight or tomorrow, so I can get it out of his shop and we can get started on those garden beds for the year. So thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for hanging out with me today here in my pantry and looking at my seeds. And I would love to know what you're planting in your garden this year. So comment in the comments and let me know what you're going to grow this garden season. So God bless you. Until next time. Bye.